Well, welcome everybody. My name's Jacqui Preugschat and welcome to Word on the Street. Today, I'm interviewing Kelly Maree. And Kelly Maree is a mother, seasoned traveller, diving instructor, and author of a children's rhyming book series, Oscar and the Bear, Oscar and the Storm, and Oscar and the Moon Rocks. She's also a mentor at Ocean Reef Publishing and much, much more. Welcome, Kelly Maree.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So if I could just start by asking what inspired you to write these beautiful rhyming books for children?
Oh, my son, of course, Oscar, because he's a little bundle of energy, a pocket rocket full of adventure. So I was supposed to travel for 3 months and then COVID hit. So we went into self-quarantine because Oscar was a pram. So he was born at 24 weeks. And in that time, Daddy wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. So I said, I'm going to become a children's author. He said, go for it. And I said, well, thank you. And I wrote the 3 stories in a week, then found an illustrator within the next week, started the illustrations with them. And then I thought, well, I'm going to publish some for family and friends, and ended up publishing with assisted independent publisher Ocean Reef Publishing, who took me from zero to hero through the marketing program. And now the books are very successful in Dymocks and a few other different bookstores as well. So exciting journey.
Well, yeah, I've met Oscar. He's very cute and big personality.
Yep. Don't know where he gets that from.
So you wrote it in a week. That was surprising when I heard that. Like, I didn't realize that.
Well, they're only 500 words each. So I had these ideas in my head. So there's about 20 in the series. I had these ideas in my head for each one, and I just picked one and wrote it within a day. I can usually write a children's book within a day. So it starts in my head with the ideas. Then before it gets to paper, I've pretty much got the entire story in my head ready to go. So pen to paper, it's just about 20 to 30 minutes to get it down. And then edit.
Amazing though, because if they're rhyming, you have to make it rhyme. So for me, I would find that tricky for me, but it's amazing.
I've always been a writer. So since I was 4, I wrote my first poem at 4. And so that's, as I once had a cat called Nellie. She liked me to rub her belly. But I was 4, so you can forgive me these forgotten rhymes. So I write songs, I write poetry. I've been writing for my entire life. So this was just this was easy for me. Creative expression's always been a part of my life. So I just applied myself and whacked out 3 books and released a trilogy within 7 months from zero to hero. It was, yeah.
That's amazing. So how did you find your illustrator? Was that a quick process as well?
Yes, so I use a company called Upwork, and I've used them for different contractor positions with my other business, and you put down what you want, and they put it out there to the Upwork community, and someone replies. So I had an illustrator within 2 days that I had chosen. I actually had 2, so both of them did the first book, and I paid both of them to do it. So, and I just wanted to see how they worked and what they were like. And it was a no-brainer of the one that I chose. So
yeah, that's amazing, because I've just changed illustrators. And so I found my new one on Upwork.
Yes.
And yeah, it's a really good process.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I used them for I've used them for a lot of stuff, but the illustrator was, I still keep in contact with her. She's going to work on the next few books. And right. She's just the logo for the Purple Dragonfly, which is the new book that's coming out later in the year.
Fantastic. That's exciting. So do you ever wake up and think, how did I get here? This is amazing. Like the life you're living now. Like, did you ever think you'd be doing all these things?
So it was a very negative thing to have a 3-month trip around the world cancelled. So I did spiral into a little bit of depression there, feeling sorry for myself. What am I going to do? And funnily enough, in a Facebook group, a lady was looking for guinea pigs in order to finish off her life coaching course. So I spent 1 hour with her, and by the end of that hour, she only focused on me, my goals, and what I wanted to do. And I've always been sacrificing for my child, for my husband, for my business, it's time for Kelly Maree to spread her wings. So I said, wow, I took that 1 hour, and within a week I had completely changed my mindset. I focused on, I'm going to be an author, and that's it. She changed my life. And we had another couple of sessions, and she was so surprised at how quickly that I took that on board, but I was looking for it. So that to me was a life-changing experience, turning that such a negative into such a positive, and using that positive to drive myself and to inspire myself, and just to get it done. It's something that you can only take what you have and work with it. So, you know, you're in a quarantine, what have you got? Well, you know, whatever your mind says you have, you've just got to have that mindset.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've only ever known you to be just like go, 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 full of zeal, and there's no limit. You know, people say sky's the limit, but with you, there's no limit. And I'm just like,
universe is the limit.
So that's awesome. That's really good. I didn't realize that in regards to COVID had the effect that it had on you. But I suppose I didn't know you then. I've only known you to be just like, really full of zeal and woo, let's go. So it's good.
Well, I was like that because traveling is my thing. I've done 45 countries. I've dived in, 7 of them. I've lived in 10. So I traveled the world for 10 years, and that was my mindset. That is the thing that makes me happy. And when the universe put a stop to that, it changed my world completely. I thought, this isn't me. I just want to travel. And then I thought, well, I could keep whining and whinging, or I could just pick up my socks and do something else. And that's exactly what I did. So we had bought the business. We own a removals company. So we brought that to a level that it ran itself. And if this COVID didn't happen, I would not be in the position I am in today, which is a multiple property owner, an author, a mentor, a business owner, a proud mama. And this is something I'm so grateful for everything. But I worked my butt off for that. I worked my ass off for it, and that's what you have to do. Work hard.
Yeah, well, you deserve it. So that's awesome. And so with Oscar's Adventure Series, what do you want the readers, because I'll say readers because it's children and adults reading them, to get out of it?
So the first page in the book is a dedication to all the doctors and nurses in the NICUs. We spent 4.5 months there with Oscar, getting him well enough to come home. We lost Ollie, his brother, after 8 days. So this has spiraled me into the PTSD, depression, anxiety, and it's just, I want people to read the front and have an open communication in regards to infant loss and the stress and the heartache behind bringing home a child with a disability. And Oscar, luckily, he doesn't suffer from any disabilities, but I have friends from the NICU who are living with children with severe cerebral palsy and learning difficulties, ADHD. So the books, not only are they about adventure, but I want them to be an open communication between families about this, and for parents to actually open the communication as well. It's very important for parents to communicate with each other, especially men. Men like to bottle stuff and not express themselves. So for the men to be able to read it as well and say, well, this is what I need to express to my wife, is the grief that I'm experiencing. And just to give a shout out to those selfless doctors and nurses who work around the clock to save our beautiful little babies. I'm now going to be an ambassador for the RBWH Foundation for the NICU. So these books are dedicated to that wonderful foundation and the Precious Wings Foundation that supported us. So give back, give back, give back. That's what these books are all about. When you read them to your child, you're taken to a different world. You're taken to the world through Oscar's eyes. And one, Oscar and the Bear, is a book about friendship and how not to judge people by first appearances. The Moon Rocks, this is about imagination and following your dreams. And Oscar and the Storm, this is about the managing the fear of storms in children. So parents can use the book to manage their child's fear of storms.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And so with the other books, have you got the topics yet for all the other books?
Yeah, so I've written Oscar and the Bugs. And Oscar and the Bugs is just about bugs and to watch them, not touch them, that they're dangerous. There's Oscar and the rocket ship. So that's about if you want to be an astronaut, you can. If you work hard and study hard, then you can be anything that you want to be. The universe is the limit. And, I'm halfway through Oscar and the Naughty Gems. So this is about children's hygiene, about washing your hands, sneezing into your elbow, not touching things when you're out, just good hygiene for children. So
Yeah,
that's the next three on the
yeah, because
list.
it's really a part of life now, that topic. That's not going to be something that fades away.
I was going to do it about COVID, but then I thought, you know, personal hygiene is something that's got to last a lifetime, no matter whether we have the naughty germs or not. Oscar calls COVID the naughty germs. So whether we have these naughty germs or not, then we still have to maintain a good hygiene and be aware of the people around us, and that we're not sharing. Sharing is not caring when it comes to germs.
That's true. That's true. And so what is your proudest moment as an author? Like one of your proudest moments as an author?
Donating money to the RBWH and Precious Wings Foundation, and of course working hard enough for someone to see that, hey, this girl has potential to teach other people how to market their books and how to become a published author, and to have that entrusted in me is just an honor and a privilege, and it's not something I'm going to take lightly. I'm very, very serious about this, to inspire other people and to make a difference in people's lives. It's just an incredible feeling.
Wonderful, excellent. And you've just started up your photography again for ORP authors.
Only ORP authors. So Ocean passed along somebody to me that needed some photos, and the shoot went really well. So I let Ocean know that I am in the market again just for ORP authors, and he said, "Oh, here's another one." So and yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I'll do it. It's lifestyle photography, so outdoor, natural light, flare, you know, overexposure, that really beautiful black and white with high contrast, things like that. Just really beautiful outdoor photos that I think people will get a lot out of, especially when you want. So my picture in the book is in front of a tree, and I love the green, and I love the, you know, that feeling that I bring when I look at that photo and read about the author, that it's very earthy and you know, very vibrant and colourful, like the books are.
Excellent, wonderful. Wow, you're very talented. You can do so many things. It's really great.
Yeah, look, I'm you know, the master of none. I haven't perfected anything really. I just do lots of things, but I put my heart and soul into it, and I give 110%, and that's what it's all about. I just try, and if I fail, then I just try again, and I try and try until I succeed, and I use that failure as a stepping stone towards what I know will be success. So now I've learned from my lessons. I've learned what works and what doesn't. So now I succeed more than I fail, whereas before I failed more than I succeeded, but I never let that stop me.
Awesome. That's wonderful. That should be taught to children, I reckon, to teach that to children. I think every child needs to know that for sure. But I was going to ask you, how do you handle criticism, if you've received any in regards to you know, your books or anything like that? Have you?
I haven't received any criticism at all. I don't believe the books, when you put them out with pure of heart, if you receive criticism, it's just another person's jealousy, and they want what you have. So yeah. Constructive criticism, completely different thing. When you're working with a publisher, you're going to get constructive criticism, and that's okay, because they're there for you to bring you the best outcome. The naysayer is going to nay. So, you know, you just got to take it, and you got to thank them and just say thank you for your criticism, because you're just going to drive me to be more successful. And that's how you have to see it. Turn every negative into a positive, and then you're spreading only positivity, and you're only going to have positivity in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. That's excellent. That's really good. And so this is second last question, who inspires you every day? Or what pardon? You.
Me? Yeah. I look in the mirror every morning and I go, today is a new day. You know, that I'm not saying that to be vain. My husband's there for support. My son inspires me every day, but to get up and go and do everything that I have to do, it's me. It comes down to me. I have to inspire myself in order to be motivated to accomplish the goals for the day. And I break everything down into micro goals. So goals are so very important in order to achieve what you want. Make a contract with yourself. And I get up in the mirror, I look at myself, because I do suffer from depression and anxiety. I'm medicated and I have a mental health plan. This is because of the loss of a child and having to deal with the trauma of not coming into parenthood the way that I should have. So I'm carefully monitored for that. And I'm not afraid to speak out, because I think people bury it and they don't talk about it enough. So I look at myself every morning and say, today is a new day. Whatever happened yesterday, it's happened. It's in the past. Learn from it, grow from it. Whatever happens tomorrow, it's tomorrow. I don't need to worry about that, because today is the day that I have to focus on, and today is the day that matters, and I can make a difference today.
That's excellent. Yeah, it's like if everybody covered everything up and was never honest about anything, how could anyone else be encouraged by their journey in regards to having that victorious life, you know?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I know you've mentioned a lot of things that you're doing, but is there anything else that you're working on or looking to do that you can reveal in the future, or is it under wraps?
No, so we have a collaboration project being released shortly with a few other amazing authors. So that's a book about parenthood that is coming up. So stay tuned for that. The Purple Dragonfly, I'm almost finished, and I started my first podcast, which will be released tomorrow. So that's very exciting. The Purple Dragonfly book is all about the diaries in the NICU. So there'll be a glossary of all the medical terms that you'll experience when you first get there. There'll be my diaries, and also each chapter is looking back from now of what I was experiencing then and analysing it. So it's a very deep and very meaningful book, and I think it'll change many, many lives. And then the next 3 Oscars Adventures series will be released in December, same as the last one, in time for Christmas. So yeah. Yeah,
that's great.
So lots of stuff this year. Yeah. And
so where can people find your books and everything else that you're doing? Is it the same website?
Yeah, kellymareeauthor.com. And join the mailing list, and I can keep you updated with my progress of what's coming on. My media kit is there as well, so you can jump on and see what's happening, what has happened. Been in some newspapers, and yeah, I've had a few competition stuff going on, so it's lots of stuff coming up, and always got my fingers in all the cookie jars. So
yeah, that's great. That's
what
awesome.
happens for the future. It's an exciting future no matter what. So
yeah, that's excellent. Thank you so much for joining us today, Kelly Maree. It's been awesome to talk with you, and thanks so much for sharing.
Yeah, it's